Okay, so this is going to be the Mantequilla Hangout for March 30th. And as you guys can see on my screen, the thing looks very, very different because we are not only going to talk about what I've been working on for the last week, but also we're going to be using it. And of course, Eddie is going to share something that he's been working on as well. Uh, I don't know how long this chat's going to be. It might be less than an hour, which is fine. But what I would really love with today's hangout, or I guess my goal here is I would love for people to join. That would be amazing, and that way we can start having these with an audience, which would be, in my opinion, a lot more valuable. That way people can ask questions. Can be like, hey, what about this, or can you explain that better, and all this stuff. I think that would be amazing. But given that this is the first one, and most people don't know that we have Hangouts now. Um, it's just gonna be me and Eddie, so you're gonna see the two of us on the screen. How you doing, Eddie, today?
I'm doing fine, and you? I had a bit of a headache, but I'm okay now, and I just drank some coffee to get the day started. It started earlier today for me.
Yeah, Eddie is just setting up his computer in a new place, so right now I think he's using Linux again. So if there's any glitches
Yeah,
there, new setup for
yeah,
Eddie.
yeah. Because for some reason the microphone was not working on my Mac, but it might be the browser or something else. But I didn't have time to troubleshoot
Uh, spe-
today before the meeting.
Speaking of Macs, I know we're going on a tangent. That's fine. We can talk about this for a second. I don't know if you saw, but Apple just released this inexpensive laptops.
Yeah, I saw. I haven't researched a lot about it, but I saw that they they noticed that now, or they are doing like a different strategy to make their laptops more affordable, and that way more people can start using Mac. Even though I don't know about the capabilities. I think it's lower than a MacBook Air,
Uh,
but it's really not that expensive compared to other computers. But other computers might have better specs
one of one
for
of
the same
the
price.
one of the reasons why I think it's actually a very, and I'm not saying I'm super happy about it, because I'm of two minds. On the one side, I think competition is healthy, and I don't want to
Uh-huh.
see PCs getting killed. But on the other side, I am not. I'm not gonna lie. The integration that Apple has made for this particular laptop is quite impressive, because it's basically you what they've built is basically a phone with a laptop shape, but it's a really high
Oh,
end
okay.
phone. So
Hmm.
if I've seen some videos of them taking it apart and looking at the motherboard and stuff, and it's really a phone. That's what it is. It's the motherboard itself is basically the phone. Now that said, Apple, and I hate to admit it, has a system that works well. All their software works well. You don't have crazy
Hmm.
viruses. You don't have, and so the overall integration, top to bottom, is well done. So it makes it to where you really have two choices now. And one of them doesn't make that much sense. You spend $600 on a laptop by Dell or Lenovo, what have you, that maybe
Hmm.
in 2 years might be useless. If you're a Windows
Yeah.
user, by the way. If you're a Linux
Yeah. Yeah.
user, then you can get 10 years out of a laptop easily. Or you buy yourself a Mac for the same price that will be repairable, which is surprising, and possibly useful for a decade as well. So I mean, I think Apple is going to eat everybody's lunch, unless the Dell and all these other companies, Lenovo, HP, unless they get their act together and they start doing better. Because the quality of the laptops at that price range, also the $600, $500, is not great.
Hmm.
It's plastic casing. It's just and the Mac one is aluminum. So it kind of makes you go like, yeah, you guys need to step it up.
Yeah, and for maybe for office use,
It's
is very
more than fine.
very good. Mhm.
Maybe you will be like, oh, I want to, I want to do open cloud on it. I want to, I'm gonna beat the
Mhm.
crap. But maybe that's not good for that. But if it's like a student or office use, as you said, it's more than adequate. And then me being who
Yeah.
I am, I would possibly install Linux on it as well. Maybe have a dual boot or something. But I'm not saying I'm gonna buy a Mac. Not, don't have the money, and also I'm not trying to feed the
Endorse it.
beast. Yeah, not trying to feed the beast. But I have to be honest though, I'm quite impressed. Um, all right,
Yeah,
so
I saw a meme that they said that if you feel bad, remember that Microsoft once when they launched the Windows Phone, they made a funeral for the iPhones.
oh wow,
And they made like a parade. They were like carrying like a big iPhone and like pretending it was a casket and it was like a funeral. And
is the Windows Phone completely dead? It is, right? I haven't.
yeah, for
Yeah,
years it has been dead. For years.
I haven't seen one in
Yeah.
forever. Yeah. I mean, you
Mhm.
never know, right? With these things, like yesterday we were having a conversation with Matt and stuff. It's like you never know when you release a new product. You can invest an insane amount of resources and time. And I mean resources in all different ways. And then, I guess
Mhm.
time is a resource as well. And that doesn't guarantee that the product is worth something, and that's a horrible thing to say
Mhm.
because you could sit here and say I put 100K into development of a Linux operating system based on Hive. Let's say that
Mhm.
because you and I have discussed that. Let's say we do it,
Yeah, yeah.
and it comes already prepackaged with all these apps that run on Hive. Snappy IO, but maybe built with Electron, so it's like a desktop application, and maybe wallets are already built in, and it comes with an account. But you do all that, and you spend 35K, working on it. You get developers and all that stuff. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean the project is worth something if nobody uses it. And it's a sad
Yeah.
reality, and it's a disconnect that a lot of people have because we think, and I include myself, our bias is, well, if I put so much effort into it, then it
Mhm.
has to be valuable, and that's not necessarily the case. It's
Yeah, I agree.
that's how life works. Um, so, and I say this as somebody who has put a lot of effort into to Hive for the past year, and I hope that I am going to hit at least a couple of targets. Who knows? I think with Mantequilla, I'm biased. So are you. Um,
Mhm.
we are thinking, hey, we built some amazingly valuable things, but it's the market who determines if we are correct or not. So
Yeah.
we will see. Uh, on that subject, I'm gonna go ahead and explain. Because I'm recording my screen, so I'm gonna be showing stuff that maybe you won't be able uh, to see, Eddie. But
Mhm.
or do you want to begin with yours? What you've been doing? You want to begin
Yeah,
with
so
yours?
so this week it started a little bit slow, but we had a meeting. I don't know if we talked about this already in the past. I think we talked about it a bit, but we had a meeting with Deep Fox and one of his curators for one of his projects. You know that Deep Fox has the DYU Hub,
Yeah.
which is a do-it-yourself community, and he has someone from Nigeria called Stevenson Seven, and he has been working with Defox for several years in the creation side of things. So we are using many of the things that have been already been built by the DYU Hub. They have like a very cool curation bot that you can use through Discord. So we had a meeting to talk about the curation, but to do it to do it on 3Speak. So you know that on 3Speak you have the curation that is kind of semi-automatic.
Yeah.
Have some kind of filter that can put the can filter the videos if they're gonna get voted or not. And but depending on the views and the comments, they get curated. So we want to do it two things: more decentralized, that it doesn't only depend on one curator. That has been me for some time,
Yeah.
but we also can curate uh, manually. And now that many videos are not getting any comments sometimes, or a few comments, even if they're very good videos, they get ignored by the bot because the bot needs at least, I don't know if 3 or 5 comments at least. So many videos are getting ignored. So we're gonna do
This
it
logic is
more.
from the legacy days, or this is
Yeah,
something?
yeah, this has been at least for some time. It needs views and comments, but it can have 100 views, but 0 comments, it gets ignored. So we're gonna do it more manually and have like a team of curators. So that's part of the meeting that we had
Uh huh.
to determine some of the curation criteria and testing the bot. And because this is also under the Mantequilla, well, Mantequilla soft umbrella, we I created an account called Mante Curated
I'll write it
on
down here so I
a
can see it. Mante curated. This is the brand new account.
well,
Oh yeah, you wrote it.
uh,
You wrote it faster. It's fine.
I wrote it. Yeah, but the that account is gonna be the one that is connected to the bot, and that account is gonna also import something important is that the curators must leave a comment, and the comment will show who was the curator. So in this week we have been testing it now with the real account. I gave T-Fox the posting key of the account,
Uh huh.
and now he has added it. So we were doing that. I'm still curating. The bot is still voting, right? And we're gonna transition. I think we're gonna transition little by little. We're not gonna do a full transition, and also because of the price and because there are not a lot of videos. Sometimes the voting power is pretty high, so I
Well,
we can
we've
do
had a
some
big
manual.
drop in videos. I was gonna talk to you about it too. We
Mhm,
were averaging 500 plus at some
mhm.
point in time, and what are we down to right now?
Let me check on the monitor. This is of course normal videos, not counting shorts.
Yeah.
Only counting like normal videos, and I think it's not counting the embed videos that we also implemented. Now, in the last 7 days, we have 234 videos in the last normal videos
Yeah.
in the last 7 days.
We
I by the way, I have to do the report after this meeting. I'm gonna do the encoding report. Mhm.
yeah, we have to. We also should, and I say we, but it's something I have on my to do list. And I've had it make statistics for the shorts and embed videos because if we are
Uh-huh.
going to be transitioning, and that's the plan, right, towards
Yeah,
that
yeah.
system, then we are gonna misreport. I guess we're gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, our videos are down 100 videos this week, but maybe the embed
Mhm.
videos is up the 100 that were down on the other side. So,
Yeah.
uh,
At at some point, we have more shorts than normal videos because it is faster. It is
yeah, no,
work.
I think that's expected. I'm
Mhm.
actually quite happy. I don't know if we talked about this last week. Did we talk about it last week? I'm not sure. Um, but I contributed to SNC's base code to integrate
Mhm.
videos, a few weeks ago, and which is how I found out about CodeRabbit because CodeRabbit was kicking my butt when I was doing that PR.
Mhm.
And I'll talk about that in a second too because it's something that we added to Mantequilla, and then uh, Good Karma actually merged it not that long ago, and now they just released some updates for SNC, and now they're included. So if you are an
Mhm.
SNC.com, or I'm sure the app, I haven't tried it, but I'm sure the mobile app is already live with the new system.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think I'm sure because they're pretty organized over there in SNC. You're not using legacy stuff anymore, so you're basically doing
Okay.
the embed videos, and it's going through a different encoding system. So if people go to monitor that 3speak.tv and you're trying to see if your video from SNC is there, you're not going to see it. You have to go
Mhm.
to direct and
There's a on the monitor we have the direct encoding, but I think that it might have to be updated.
Yeah, no,
still.
but it would show in direct encoding.
Mhm.
And in the case of gateway monitor, the one that I built, the one that's not so pretty,
Okay.
uh,
Hmm.
it already has, um, which is obviously something you can integrate really easily to the pretty monitor. It has already like progress tracking, so you can see in what
Ah,
state
yeah,
it
yeah,
is,
yeah. Hmm.
and it also will tell you if it's a short or it's not a short. Um, because the whole point of embed videos is really it replaces everything. So you can do a short or not a short. You can do a long form
Hmm.
video from SNC.
Yeah.
And so this is already live. And one of the really cool possibilities of this is that technically, you could build a video based front end and bootstrapping 3Speak.
Hmm.
Meaning I could say, I want to build my own video platform for shorts. I have an idea.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and I want to do it like this. I want to. You could get an API from us. Obviously this will be built on Hive or not, and then we discuss a payment system if it's not. And you could definitely do it piggybacking on our infra because it's loosely coupled. So
Hmm.
um, that is, I think that's pretty amazing. That's something really, really, really cool that we've been able to pull off because of the new infrastructure. So it's being loosely coupled allows it to connect to technically any platform, any blockchain, anything doesn't matter. As long as there's a way for you to insert an iframe somewhere,
Hmm.
you can have 3Speak videos show up in your page, which is pretty awesome. So that said,
Uh,
I think one of the things that is still in the list in the pending regarding those the embed video collection is us working out, which we haven't done yet, the tiers for the stuff. And
yeah.
although we do have tiered encoders, I think I told you that we have tiered encoders. We don't have tiered users as of yet. Like everybody is the same. You asked me the other day when I was showing this stuff, like what happens if I give myself premium. Well, currently
Yeah.
you wouldn't really see a difference because
I
everybody.
did it on my test account.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that means that if what will happen if a user is
Hmm.
premium is that those videos when that user uploads will always be encoded by the main our super encoders. They will never go
Yeah.
to a community encoder. That's what the main thing. But the other thing that we haven't done that we would have to implement would be that if you are a premium user, then the front end that is that you're using to post should not add beneficiaries. So that part is not done, and that part Tifok
Hmm.
said to me, and so it's part of the to-do list. I don't know how far away we are from achieving this. It's like, well, we should do that as a smart contract. So there's a smart contract that tracks payments, so you can pay your membership every month,
Okay. Hmm.
and that basically modifies a flag in our backend. So there's a that puts you in the VIP, the premium tier, or out of it. So it does it automatically
Yeah.
if the payment is detected, which would be ideal because I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't want to be the one. Oh, has this person paid? Let me check. No. So let me remove premium service.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we want it automated. But yeah.
And
So
and yeah, something else that I did related to this Mantequilla account is that I just also to test the Hive master skill that we built for Mantequilla Soft. That is one of the repos. I created a small dashboard that right now is very simple, but it can be updated and it can be improved. If it could even, I was thinking that it could even help people make curation reports for their accounts. So I created it's called Mantequilla Live. So it's a live dashboard that if an account votes any post, people can check it, and it's if you go to manticurated.treespeak.tv,
put it on the chat so people can
ah,
read it easily.
rated.treespeak.tv.
Hmm.
Yeah, let me let me paste it here also like this. but the link won't work, right? It's the same.
Yeah.
So you can check the voting power of the account, how much Hive power does it have, how much total Hive power, the incoming delegations, the outgoing delegations. It was showing the reputation, the Hive balance, the HPD balance, but I think that is not important for curation. Uh, and that, but right now it shows the only the voting power, the Hive power, the top authors that have been voted the most, and the recent votes. So that's I can also put the top authors depending on the weight. I mean the weight of the votes, so you can see which accounts have been voted the most.
Yeah.
But I started this yesterday, and it consumed like, because I only have the cloud, the $20 version. It consumed the tokens very fast. But if you go to recent votes, you can now open the uh, the posts or the comments that have been voted on Pigdy, and it shows you at what time it was voted, the percentage, the value of the vote, and it was a challenge because I think we could add that to the skill, how to calculate the vote weight, because it was like way off. I tried to do it with Cloud, and then Cloud used like very high calculation. It was giving a vote value that was very very high.
Uh-huh.
But I what I did is that check it. What I did is that I gave it my vote. Do you remember my calculator? My vote
Yeah.
calculator. That is pretty accurate. It's not exactly, because it takes, it depends on, that the the feed price kind of updates after 3.5 days, but it's very accurate. And so what I did is I told Cloud, hey, you're not calculating it right. Check it how I do it here. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's correct. Check it how I do, and I just gave Cloud the repo of the calculator, and Cloud was, okay, I will update it, and Cloud updated the vote the vote value.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of
But I have a
a
question for you
crazy,
though.
or I don't know
Did
if it was
your
the best way.
yeah, does your vote calculator take into account the fork? Or did it change in any way? Did you or it didn't take into account voting
Uh, it's it's because in the vote calculator I didn't add the thing of the voting power. It calculates like if
full
like
vote?
full vote. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
also actually the Manticurated dashboard was calculating the voting power on the account.
Uh-huh.
So it was showing like the full vote and the vote depending on the voting power. But I told no, just calculate the full vote weight, and
Well,
that way
then most
is
definitely
easier.
you should make a pull request on the skills
Uh huh.
and add it because this is valuable
Let
too.
me let me think about the best way
Uh-huh.
to do it. Uh, and another thing that I also did, and I used another of my projects, how to calculate the incoming delegations and the outgoing delegations. For that, I have the witness dashboard. I have that there too. So now, as I said, you can see the high power that is on the account,
Uh-huh.
uh, the incoming delegation and the outgoing delegation, and the total high power. So if you go to this page that I shared, manticurated.respeak.tv, you will by default you will see the manticurated account, but you can change it for any account. And so you go to menu, and then you can see any account. So if you go, for example, you can also directly go to Manticurated. Sorry, manticurated.resping.tv/menu.
Yeah.
You will see the
Automatically
menu
pulls all
account.
the info. Yeah.
Automatically pulls the menu account. So that's something that I added. Something that is not straightforward. and I have to manually add it, is that, for example, if you wrote when you're writing on the cell phone,
Uh
you
huh.
know that most of the times, or I guess it depends on the settings, the first letter of the username is
Caps.
uppercase,
Yeah.
right? So if I wrote Meno with uppercase, it told me, oh, the account Meno with the uppercase, it doesn't exist. So it was giving me that error. So I
Yeah.
have to tell Cloud, hey,
Sanitize. Yeah. You had to
uh,
sanitize the string.
convert it to lowercase.
Yeah.
And now even if you wrote everything with capital letters, it works.
Awesome. Awesome. Uh,
And also, it should be also very good on on mobile devices. That too. And also something that took me a lot of some tries is the links. The links. The make the links clickable, because they were not clickable, and it took me like several iterations to make them work. And I added pagination too, but I think it goes only a few days. The pagination is not that. Uh, I think I have to fix that.
but
So it
do you need
includes
more?
more
You
votes.
need more than a few days. So maybe. I mean, maybe 7 days.
Maybe 7 days only. The last 7 days, maybe I don't know. I will check how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Hmm.
don't think more than that will be needed. Because I mean,
Yeah,
if you
because I'm checking, for example, the Aliento account,
yeah.
and it goes until the page 6, and the last one is the page 6 is on 3 days ago. So yeah, I may need to add more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So um. Well, that's awesome, and also, I mean, I'm just saying in this chat, kind of putting you on the spot. That way you do it. I had a year ago at this point come up with some math to more or less uh, give a score rating to a curator. Obviously, there are situations and there are situations because an account, for example, like Posh, might have a really bad score rating uh,
Yeah, yeah.
if you use my math. But for most people, it would work. So the idea of
Uh-huh.
this would be not to become another KE thing where we're like, oh no, this guy's curation score is garbage. Therefore, let me flag them, let me downvote them. But just more
Uh-huh.
information so you know. I think one of the failures that happens with especially with newer accounts because they don't really understand the social dynamic just yet is that they tend
Uh-huh.
to concentrate votes on either themselves or just a couple people because they think, oh no, these are the only two people that I like, and there's a
Uh-huh.
negative. There's a lot of negative things about doing that. For one, you're kind of going against the proof of brain concept, and
Yeah.
we could argue if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess so. I think it's a bad thing,
I think,
but
yeah, for people that, for example, are maybe have automated their own votes because they have a real job, well, or a job outside of Hive. I
yeah,
didn't mean to say real, like this is not a real thing to do, but that could help them monitor their their votes, and maybe make changes based on that.
yeah,
Because also something that I don't know if it's there, because I just read it quickly. Because I haven't been able to check it completely, but having a way to check the efficiency of the vote too, because you may not know that maybe you're voting somewhere, or you're auto voting someone that is on your fan base, and that person, it might be downvoted for one reason or another, and that way you should be able to maybe change your votes, and maybe you're losing
maybe
curation rewards
yeah, maybe.
for that.
I mean, I find that of course more information is always good, but I also find it to be a double-edged sword because you could if
Uh-huh.
we just become curation maxers, like everybody's a curation maxer,
Oh yeah.
that
Uh-huh.
you end up concentrating the votes into already trending accounts. So you go like, okay,
Oh yeah.
if I want to make the most money, I should vote for Acidio because Acidio always
For things that will never get them vote. Well, right now the doesn't matter. Before, it was, you could like max it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But right now, the only thing that matters is if you vote in the first 24 hours, and the things that you are voting do not get downvoted.
Yeah.
So actually, voting someone that is always in trending could be harmful because sometimes they might get some downvotes just because they are in trending all the time,
Yeah.
and that way you can just lose some efficiency. So yeah, it's mm,
Yeah.
just I think it would be good just to have the information so people can take decisions on what to vote or
I
what
agree.
to.
I agree.
And this can also evolve in many things. Right now it's just a simple dashboard, but it could evolve in something something better, or have like a feed or something for curators to check more content. But well, we'll see how this evolves.
Um, yeah, 100%. I want to also say in this little hangout of ours, this week, Snappy has achieved 1,000 plus snaps, but
Oh yeah.
Snappy
Hmm.
cannot take all the credit because H Snaps has been posting on the Snappy community.
Hmm.
Uh, and H Snaps is the Sagar Snappy Snap Sagar's short form content app that he's released. Um,
Hmm.
I shout out to Sagar because he's one of those guys who's always hustling. That's good for him. But I don't know if he knows, and this is why I'm saying this. I don't know if he knows that he's been posting on the Snappy community. Maybe it's intentional, but
Hmm.
maybe not. So we have to maybe reach out to him and say, hey, did you mean to do this or not? Um, and also reach out to him regarding beneficiaries on videos because those are currently disabled on the videos uploaded
Hmm.
through there. And the other thing we have to do, Eddie, is
Yeah.
get him his own API key because he's using
Yeah.
so. Um, and it's not that I don't want to share. It's just that it kind of defeats the purpose. Every app gets their own API key. That way we can keep track of what apps are doing what. Um,
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's just a mess. Um, well, another thing I wanted to tell you regarding regarding Snap because I think it's more so because now Sagar's got in the game as well. Um, there's an effort now, and I think it's an interesting conversation of more or less merging all short form content. I don't think
Yeah.
Devos is involved. Actually, I'm pretty sure they're not. I think Devos is really winding down. Not that I know that for a fact, but I haven't seen them do any
Yeah,
updates.
and they don't use this type of snaps things, or I mean comments. They use like normal
They use normal,
posts.
yeah. But the idea of of this integration would be to basically come up with a new container.
Hmm.
People are that are having this conversation, me included, are attempting to come up with a clever name for them. I like bits, like BITS, so Hive
Hmm.
bits, um,
It's
and so that we could have waves, snaps, moments from like to, and all that into one container,
uh-huh.
and then obviously they could be posting into communities like just like Snappy.
Yeah,
Snappy
like.
post
Mhm.
on
And onto tags too, right? So people can check the feeds of
yeah.
the different tags.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and what I think eventually is going to happen, which is something that has been requested by Paloma. Actually, she requested it. It's like eventually we're going to have some sort of tag filtering thing. Like
Hmm.
if when we reach a point of growth to where there's like hundreds and hundreds of let's call them snaps for the sake of being efficient, but I don't know what that would be called in the future. So like if you log in and you're like all of a sudden, oh yeah, I was just in an hour ago. Now there's like 100 more, and a lot of these things are
Hmm.
not interesting to me. Uh,
Yeah.
so there's gonna have to be a way eventually of filtering out maybe through tags content. So you're like, oh, what tags am I interested in? I'm interested, for example, in gaming. I'm interested in finance. I'm interested in sports, and those are the only tags that I want in my feed. Um, that could be something very easy to agree on, I think, in the future. But when we have
Mhm.
enough users, because right now, imagine that we start filtering for tags when we have 1,000 snaps a week, and then you're like, oh, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to see. You're gonna see two people, three people. It's just not enough.
Yeah, for example, if someone, because the idea is to filter out too, right? Let's say someone doesn't want to see in Spanish, so they could filter out
Yeah, exactly. Filter. Yeah,
the tag in Spanish because they don't understand Spanish or they.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's not their language. They don't care about it. It's fine. I won't be too offended. But
Oh, on something that could be cool. Remember, have you seen, for example, in some maps, when you are just starting to use the app, they give you like a poll, and they give you like choose at least three topics that you're interested in: technology, sports, food,
yeah, you're
for
right.
example.
Yeah,
So
it could be part of
when
onboarding.
a new user is doing that, or maybe a regular user can do it, they can choose the topics that they want to see or they want to follow, and that way those topics can get more a bigger priority on their feed, or and they can
We
be
could
and
possibly
pe-
store those topics in the
uh,
JSON metadata of the user,
yeah,
and
yeah, maybe.
and that
uh
way we filter out like that, and we're kind of using Hive also on the back end, not adding our own back end, but it's just like, okay, the client side reads that the metadata on the JSON metadata on the account and says, okay, these are the topics I should filter for, and then the rest I can
yeah.
show. That could be done. That's not a bad idea at all.
uh
And obviously part of onboarding into a short form app, but also having the ability to change it afterwards. Going to maybe into
yeah, yeah.
settings and like, oh, no, I want to change the topic
Add more or remove them,
or remove.
or
Yeah.
because yes, people say that, oh, Hive doesn't have an algorithm, and that's cool, and that's, but also because we don't have an algorithm, the content discovery or the consumption of content is not
It's
always
not great.
very exciting, or very
Yeah.
so.
It's always the what's it called, the cost of freedom, right? Like, you want more freedom,
Yeah,
you don't want to be spied on, though the cost is clunky systems, not
yeah.
tailored to specific people. I want to say, if you give me the binary choice between one or the other, I choose to have the clunky system, because I find it creepy how,
Mhm.
uh, and I'm sure it's happened to you.
Oh,
Like, you're all of a sudden talking to somebody, you're talking to Gris
mhm.
about, I don't know, hey, I need a new HDMI splitter, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
you get ads all over your social media. I was like, what? I didn't type
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Like, was this thing listening to me? Like, it's kind of creepy, and
It's like,
it might be the
and you
case.
dream, but I think it's because they are also, of course, they could be spying, but they have like this. They can check the behaviors, and sometimes I saw some video or article that they could know that the person that they, for example, a woman is gonna be pregnant, or is pregnant before
Oh, I did see that,
the woman
because of
the woman knew,
what
because
she's
of the
clicking on.
behavior.
Yeah, like I don't know this for a fact. I'm gonna make something up. I have no idea. But, like, let's say, oh, I'm having cramps, so they look up pain,
Uh-huh.
excessive cramps, or how many days can I be late on my period, or something like that, right? And then
Yeah, yeah,
that translates to the algorithm saying, oh, this could be a pregnant. But that's a scary thing. It's very intrusive,
yeah. And you know what else is also very scary? Imagine that there was an app that, for example, your smartwatch can check your pulse, right? A smartwatch can
Yeah.
check. Uh, Imagine that there was an app that could. I was thinking about this the other day. That could say, "Oh, Mino is sad, so let's put on his Alexa a song to cheer him up." So they imagine that could be a reality. So, and they, oh, Mino likes this type of music. Let's put this song so he's
You
cheered
wanna?
up.
I know
But
we're going on.
about how companies are gonna use that. So, oh,
Oh, for
Meno is
sure.
sad. Look, let's put him a commercial, an ad for chocolate or something like that. And now, oh, I'm sad that I want chocolate, right? And you go to the store and buy
It's
this
already
brand of
happening.
chocolate.
I mean, if you can think
Yeah,
about it, it's already happening. As a matter of fact,
yeah,
one of the things that's going to
I
happen, very much so, more and
mhm.
more, is hidden advertisements inside your AI. So like
Uh-huh.
so you're gonna be using because I don't even know where the AI is gonna end up at, but what I'm pretty sure I know, and I think you're gonna agree with me. It's gonna be everywhere.
Mhm.
You're gonna have AI on your fridge. You're gonna have AI on your toilet, analyzing your stool.
Mhm.
It's gonna be everywhere. So the the future is very likely gonna be that
They're
you
gonna check your poop to see, and
yeah.
they're gonna give
They're
you
gonna be like, hey,
advertisements of
we've noticed
what
a
you need.
potassium deficiency, so we
Uh-huh.
recommend so and so. Like, what the hell? I think that's coming. I really do. Uh,
Yeah,
how much of that do you find acceptable? I none of it for me. Like that's like I don't know, screw that.
yeah.
But the newer generations, there's a generation now being born that is born in the AI
Mhm.
age. So they,
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
them, when they're in their 20s, they're gonna be like, dude, are you serious? You had to
Mhm.
manually go look for stuff on the internet. You can just ask an AI. That's horrible. And the same way that maybe like I'm old enough and to remember the importance of having encyclopedias. And my mother
Mhm.
uh, was always and still today always very much focused on knowledge. So you gotta know stuff. You can't be ignorant. You can't. So she would buy us these encyclopedias. She would go into debt to buy us encyclopedias so that her kids would not be dumb. Uh,
Mhm.
and I don't know if it worked, but that was my mother. But now you don't need Luna, behave. Sorry. Now you don't need encyclopedias, right? Like you, then all of a sudden the internet became a thing. Then you have Google, and then all of a sudden the encyclopedias are just collecting dust, and we still have them.
Yeah.
But I haven't opened one in years because why would I? I just Google stuff, and now you have
But
AI.
what if they that's what if they change the information on
Oh, it's likely.
the articles?
It's likely.
Yeah,
But I
and
don't know necessarily if it's a bad thing or a good
change
thing
the
because
facts.
yeah, it could also be that some information was outdated and incorrect. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that.
I'm sure that the
Mm-hmm.
encyclopedia that we have for health, called obviously in Spanish called Salud. I'm sure that if I'm not a doctor, but I'm sure if I was to read it with today's knowledge on science and medicine, I'll be like, oh, this is all wrong. All this is wrong.
Yeah.
It's likely. Uh, but Hey, Chippy, come here. Chippy. Sorry, guys. Stay. Stay. We're having a. We're having some. It's living in a farm. There's a squirrel over there, so the dogs are starting to get a little crazy. Um. All right, so I think we're gonna end up killing this hangout. The first hangout, we didn't
Yeah.
get an audience. I think we need to do a good job at advertising that this is
Yeah,
already live.
maybe on it will be cool to have like a little share button so you can send it to your friends and they could join
Oh
easy.
yeah, for sure. I mean the other thing
Mhm.
that I think has to happen. I was thinking, oh, the MVP, no, maybe no, but we have to be able to record out here on the spot, and
Mhm.
upload as soon as the hangout is done. So like meaning if I'm the host and I hit record, it would show that it's
Yeah,
been recorded, and then once I finish, I click on it, and then upload it and make a new audio snap with
yeah.
with the
Or,
thing
or the
or
or
phone
the same
calls.
one gets updated with the recording, maybe,
Uh, I thought about it.
or it's
Maybe
more difficult.
no. That's not that it's more difficult. It's doable, but it's a little. It, is it a little tricky? Not 100% sure, but the issue that does come is, do you really want to have 10% beneficiaries on two services, which would be this, the one that we're using,
Uh
and
huh.
then the recording. So if you just use the Hangout, you're paying 10% on the Snap, whatever people comment, upload it if they appreciate it. I mean, they upvote it, they appreciate it, and the recording. If you have a recording, then you do another 10. I'm thinking, or we just do by default 20% every time there's a Hangout, and that
Hmm.
includes the ability to record. But then if you don't record, then you got 20% taxed, I guess, on top of. I don't know. That's a
Yeah.
decision we need to make. Maybe
Hmm.
the sweet spot is 15. I have no idea. But but I guess we can talk about it with the team and see what they think. Tifox, I think, is pretty level headed on this subject. But it needs to happen. And the other thing, and I'm not trying to call out Queso, but like honestly, I have no idea what's happened to Queso, and I was really looking forward to the audio um, platform launching, and
Hmm.
I was thinking as I was finishing this project, the one that we're using right now in the Hangouts, I was thinking, oh, if I integrate it with his platform, and that way it goes straight into posting on the audio on 3Speak Audio, and that way you can select a thumbnail and all that stuff, and make it really really nice. But I don't know where we are with that. And has he pushed this code? No, right? I don't think he's pushed it. We don't have a branch for it.
I think no.
Yeah. So
And another thing is that how can the, for example, pick these snaps, or I'll just pick the front end, can integrate the these hangouts, so when someone is checking the snaps through Pigdy, they can see the same information that they see on Snappy. Well, maybe that's doable, right? And they
yeah,
just
no,
have to update.
the audio playback is already live on both Peaked and
Mhm.
Essency. So
Oh yeah, I
that
saw that. Hmm.
that wouldn't be an issue there because it will be the same structure link. Audio.3speak.tv slash blah blah. But what would be an issue would be them being able to join a Hangout from their front end without having to go
From the
somewhere
front.
else. Now that said, one of the things that I did, and I think I mentioned this already on this Hangout, but maybe I didn't. Is this is being released obviously under Mantequilla as an SDK. So that means that
Hmm.
that you would be able to literally do an import, on your front ends. You wouldn't have to host anything. You would just import the stuff that's already built and then connect
Hmm.
to our back end, and boom, there's an API endpoints that you would connect to, and you're good to go. And I haven't made it by front end, like, so there's no separate APIs for different front ends. There's just one API. I don't know if we should. That's another conversation we need to have.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but maybe not, because we really want people interacting with anyone else on Hive. So it's more like a Hive generalist thing.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, and the last thing I need to integrate into this, obviously, before the SDK is ready, is moderation. Because right now, if somebody shows up, I can kick him out. I could kick you out, for example, right now if I want to be a jerk.
Yeah.
But you can join right back in. So we would
Oh
have to
yeah. But
create
I
a.
will I will join as a speaker too.
No, you would be in the audience, but
Oh, okay.
it could, a bad user, like a bad actor, could be spamming the
Spam in
chat,
the chat.
for example,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
um, so we need a ban option, obviously. So the
Hmm.
moderator would be the host, should be able to ban people.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe. For example, if I'm the host and I have someone that is muted, maybe that person cannot.
oh yeah, there you go. Maybe that's
Mhm.
better. Just be able to
Well, of
specify.
course, that would be like a permanent thing to do, but maybe also I could just mute them for this session, for this session.
Yeah, but well, another
Or
design question that we have to figure out is, do we have an admin for keeping a blacklist of sorts for the Hangouts?
mhm.
Um,
the mhm.
because we do have a blacklist on Hive. People that we deem bad
Yeah,
users, and we don't want to see them. We don't
yeah.
want.
there are there. Are, I think you can. I don't know. I think it's different, right? It's not the same to mute someone that to have them on your blacklist.
Yeah,
But we could have like a general blacklist of users
yeah. So
for the Hangout.
maybe there's two lists, right?
Hmm.
Exactly. Maybe there's a list. Blacklist means they can't even join a Hangout or start
Hmm.
one. And there's a
Hmm.
mute list, which means they can join a Hangout, but they can't. So to listen, but they can't type or uh, become a speaker.
Yeah,
Maybe something like that. I don't know. Well, if you're
we
listening
have
to this Hangout, the first Hangout ever on Snappy.io, go ahead and try it out. Let me know if you're gonna try it out, because if you're trying it out, I'll join you so we can test it. I would love to stress test it, see how many people we can get in
mhm.
here before there's audio issues.
And something else, maybe if they are 3Speak premium users, they can have video here, maybe in the future.
Yeah, well, Oh, I didn't mention that. I'm using an open source project that I found called LiveKit, and LiveKit has become really popular lately, and that's why I found it because people are using it to create their AI's interfaces so they can communicate with AI via voice. Um,
Hmm.
and so we're using LiveKit, and LiveKit also has video, so we can enable
Yeah,
video. Um,
and even on the test we did, we you could even share your screen, right?
yeah, we could do screen share, all that stuff for like full on presentations. We can definitely do it, but
Hmm.
I I do think that if we start doing that, we would have to have a premium because there's a very good chance we would have to upgrade the VPS. Very good chance.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Discord doesn't allow more than 25 people connected to somebody streaming unless they pay for Nitro. I mean, they're not idiots; they know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so it will be something similar. Now, one of the really cool things about doing what we're doing like this is that we were able to implement this with our current infra. So we haven't really added a monthly cost per se just yet, at least at these usages. But I think that's really bullish because Free Speak and Snappy and Mantequilla keeps on improving without it getting more expensive.
Yeah, that's very cool.
All right,
Yeah.
Eddie. Anything else you want to say before we hang out? Before we hang up? Oh,
Mm,
one more thing, Eddie.
yeah.
I want to put this in a. I want to put
Mhm.
this in this video too. Uh, there's the working name currently is Hangouts, but my
Oh yeah.
wife insists it's not a great name, and so I'm interested to hear people's opinion on what they think. She gave me a name. I'm not gonna say it on this one because I don't want to spoil it. I think it's a really good name, so that might become the name. But if you're listening to this hangout and you have a really good name for this hangout, uh, then let us know in the comments, and we'll take it into consideration. Big up votes for the best ideas.
Nice. Yes.
All right. Anything else, Eddie, or that's it?
That's it. I think I still have to test the SNC side of things on the new system because I haven't tested it. I will do that this week too to test it more thoroughly and give feedback about that
All right, brother.
for the new. All right.
Well, the SNC stuff. We got to do a lot of testing. We have to do the community testing for the encoders. We have to.
Uh,
There's so much work. A lot to do.
yeah, and also there are some other things that we want to add on the 3Speak frontend to edit the videos. I mean, edit the thumbnails and the description and the tags. There's a lot of things
Why
to do.
does it always feel like you squash a bug and or it
It's like
becomes
a Hydra,
yeah like a
that
hydra like a hydra like whack-a-mole. It's like, oh, we solved all these problems. Okay, here's 100 more.
you put one head and three
Yeah,
three pop up. But we're getting there, and this
yeah,
it's fun.
it is fun. That's I think that's a yeah. All right. So, anyways, if you listened all the way through, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been Mantequilla Hangout number 6, number 7. I lost track.
Uh,
What number is this, Eddie? Do you know?
Maybe
It might
let me
even
check
be
quick.
8.
Eight or nine, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Uh, yeah, and we'll see you guys
10
on
is the 10th.
the 10th.
Last week it was, yeah.
Check that out.
Last week it was the.
Ama-
Mhm.
Amazing. So, yeah. So, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.